when you are in those very high stakes, highly visible moments as a leader. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can project a physical presence when you are in those very highly visible moments. And I want to tell you that there is one aspect of this that you probably have not heard on YouTube as it relates to how to communicate under pressure in these type of highly visible moments that you want to stay tuned until the end, because I'm going to mention that one last. I'm telling you, it's going to be something that you're not probably going to think about to help you project a physical presence. Now, we're going to talk about a couple aspects of this that are going to be really important to consider when you are in your next highly visible moment. If you like this information and you like this title, then I highly encourage you to take a look at a couple of the playlists I have listed on my channel that focuses on how to truly develop an executive presence. I do want to say welcome to those of you who are new to me. And if you are one of my amazing subscribers, welcome back, friend. This channel heavily focuses in on advanced communication skills and strategies that will help you to communicate more confidently and concisely under pressure, and help you to develop an unfair competitive advantage as it relates to how you communicate as a leader under pressure, especially in those very high stakes, high pressure, and very highly visible moments. I mentioned to you that there's a couple of aspects and ways we can project a physical presence, but I want to know from you, when you think of projecting physical presence, what are a couple of attributes of someone that comes to mind that makes you think about this person is projecting a physical presence? Put in the comments below so we can talk about it. I'll share with you a couple aspects to keep in mind before the live audience joins. When you are in a very highly visible role, you're in a very high stakes type of situation, how you look is very important. Now, there is a executive presence book out there that talks about the formula of executive presence that I completely disagree with, by the way. But I want to give you some perspective in terms of what is being said in the world, and how what I'm going to share with you will completely change how you think about projecting a physical presence. In this book, it specifically talks about executive presence is broken down into 3 categories, and it's based off of a formula. It's based off of 60% gravitas, 30% communication, and 10% appearance. As I mentioned a moment ago, completely disagree with that. That's not what I would see as executive presence, and I definitely wouldn't put it in a formula for sure. But let's talk about the physical aspect of it. Keep in mind, when you are communicating in a very highly visible moment, people are watching you if they have the ability to see. And there's a couple of aspects about your physical appearance that people are going to want to take a look at. So keep these in mind next time you have a very big moment that you're preparing for. People are going to look at you overall. That means they're going to look at the attire that you're wearing. They're going to look at your hair. They're going to look at the way your face overall appears. What does that mean for you, and how can you project physical presence in these moments? For example, if you know you're going to be in front of a group of people, you want to dress very well, look very put together, that you've taken some time to groom yourself and make sure that you have a very positive appearance about you. That's the first step. People are going to look immediately, what does this person have on? What is this leader wearing? Therefore, you want to make sure that you are dressing in those very highly visible moments. You will want to dress like the very best version of yourself. If you try to dress as the very best version of yourself, you will project physical presence, because most of the time, as leaders, we aspire to be the individuals that are at a higher level. And if you try to put yourself in that mindset, especially to project physical presence, dressing like the best version of yourself will never put you in a bad position. So what does that mean? How would you dress if everything was going well for you? What would you look like overall? And take some time to write this down and think about it. Oftentimes as individuals, and especially as leaders, we definitely don't think about this. So think about that best version of yourself and make a commitment to saying, I want to dress like that person. This is how this person would dress. Therefore, when I'm in my next highly visible moment, I want to make sure that I dress like her or I dress like him. Now, physical, as I mentioned, they're going to look at what you're wearing. They're going to look at your overall appearance. Do you appear groomed? Do you appear as if you just rolled out of the bed? Does it look like you care about what you're doing? That's number one. The second aspect of that is that people are going to pay attention to the way that you speak. Now, we've talked about this a lot. On this channel, I have over 1,100 plus videos that are dedicated to helping you be able to master executive presence, high stakes communication, communicating in public, managing your emotions, and etc. But there is a physical aspect of this that a lot of times people don't talk about. And then, of course, when you're in those highly visible moments, people are going to look at you and what you're saying. They're not only going to listen, okay? So that's a completely separate video, completely separate. But let's talk about the lower third of your face. I've talked about this before, and our face is broken up into thirds. There's the upper third, the middle third, and the lower third. So we're going to go up here. This is the upper third, middle third, lower third. When you're in those very highly visible moments, people are going to look more so at your lower third. They're going to look and see exactly what are your lips saying, what are you projecting when you speak. What does that mean? When you're in those very highly visible moments, know that people are going to probably look at your lower third. What does that mean? Make sure that your lips, the lower third, appears the way that you want it to appear. If you are a woman, then more than likely you may wear some lipstick or lip gloss. If you happen to be a gentleman, then you may wear some chapstick. You want to make sure that your lower third of your face is something that people will want to listen to and observe, not something that detracts from your message. If you have a beard and you're a gentleman, you want to make sure that the lower third of your face is in a good place. You want to make sure it's well groomed or whatever the case may be. Your lower third is very important, and this helps you to project a physical presence when you are communicating to a group of people. Now, I'm going to take it one step further. Now, I'm telling you this because even though I'm a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice, but I am a dentist, as many of you know, and the appearance of your teeth is going to be very important. Yes, very important as it relates to your physical presence. People will pay very close attention to the way that your lower third appears to everybody else. Therefore, your teeth, the appearance of your teeth is important. Take some time to invest in that, because when you're in those very highly visible moments, people are going to want to see you. Now, there's a lot of other aspects of this, as I mentioned, but in this video, we're only focusing in on the physical aspect of how to project that physical presence when you are in those very highly visible moments when you're in front of a lot of people. We've talked about overall appearance. What are you wearing? How does your hair look? Are you well groomed? And we went down to the next level, which is going to be your lower third of your face. So we've talked about a couple of strategies that you can consider when you are doing that also. What else helps you to project a physical presence? Now, I'll tell you one aspect, and there's a lot that I can share with you. If you want me to go in more detail on this, just put it in the comments below, and I'll do a follow-up video on this as well. But this is the one aspect of projecting a physical presence that people, I'm telling you, they do not talk about, especially as it relates to being a public speaker or communicating in those very highly visible moments. Are you ready? This one is going to be a surprise for you. And it's such a secret. I tell it to my clients, but I want to just make sure I share it with you also. Your appearance in terms of your vertical height does matter. Now, before you say, wait, no, I am very tall or I am short in my height, that's not the point. The point is your overall posture is very important to project a physical presence. Why is that? Because this is just the way that it is. People that have a good posture or that are sitting up straight or walking up straight, they automatically stand out from most people. Let me explain to you why. Because a lot of individuals, most of us do not take care of our posture. in the way that we really should. We may walk around, we may be slunched over, we may be leaning to one side because we simply have not taken care of ourselves. And this is a challenge. Therefore, you'll sometimes start to just blend in with the crowd because of the way your posture is. But if you're that person that sits upright, that walks upright, that has their head, not necessarily their chin to the sky, not like you are appearing as if you're better than people, but you are elevated, you will stand out and project a physical presence when you're speaking to people. Now, all of these things I mentioned to you is the physical part. Now, when you are focusing in on what you are saying and how you say it, that is where you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're really serious about being able to be that person that can communicate in those very highly visible moments when the room is watching, that's where you come to me directly, and visit me at exciteexcellence.org so we can work with each other and I can help you get to that next level that you want to be at. So let me give you another secret. Now, we talked about posture as it relates to the physical presence that you're trying to project, but I want to take it one step further, as always. A trick, and I know this is going to sound very odd, but a very, very excellent way for you to start projecting that physical presence in your posture is to exercise. Now, a lot of times you'll hear people talk about exercising, being healthy, and many people think of it as something that you have to do just to function and live in life. But there's a lot of other benefits to being healthy. In addition to feeling better about yourself, being able to take care of yourself and do the activities you enjoy doing, taking time to exercise is critically important to helping you be able to project physical presence. One exercise that I have found, and as I mentioned, even though I'm a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just speaking from my very humble opinion as an individual and as a public speaker. And I've been in those very highly visible moments, and I've had to project that physical presence that we're talking about, is to focus on some exercises. One exercise that you could potentially start doing, this is something that I have done, is you can start working on abdominal exercises, meaning you can do sit-ups, crunches, whatever you want to call it. I personally work on calisthenics. That's for me personally. But I have found that when you are doing those exercises that help to tighten or strengthen your core, it allows you to be able to sit up and have a better posture. There's other exercises also, of course, exercises with your shoulders, your back. All of that helps to stabilize the core, your torso, and that can help you to project yourself physically because it's automatically going to make you sit up and be in a more upright position when you are in front of a group of people. Now, I've shared with you a couple of ways to project physical presence in those very highly visible moments, but I want to know from you, which of the aspects or the characteristics that I mentioned did you like the most? And what other aspects of physical projection do you think is important for us to consider as an audience? Let me know in the comments below as always. I'm curious to see your thoughts and hear what you think about this aspect. As I mentioned, many leaders struggle with what I'm sharing with you, which is the reason why I bring it up. And we've talked about the physical aspect of projecting a presence. But now, where do we go from here? We have to talk about the internal aspect of projecting presence. What do you need to do? How do you need to think? What are some strategies you need to start working on now? Then the next level is, what do we do to convey that presence? How do we speak? What do we do in terms of our verbal and our nonverbal communication? All of the things I mentioned to you is what we cover here on this channel at length. So if you like this information, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I go over these topics in detail here. This is the only channel on YouTube that focuses in on advanced communication skills and strategies in those very high stakes, high pressure situations in a live format that has over 1,000 videos on the channel. You are in very good hands here. If you're at a point where you are ready to elevate in terms of how you are communicating as a leader, and especially as a woman in leadership, then I encourage you to take a look at my website. It's called exciteexcellence.org. I am in the process of revamping the site. It should be done this week for those of you that know what I've been up to. Feel free to take a look at it. There's a lot of great information there. There's some ways that we can work with each other. And if you happen to be an organization or a business and you have some individuals that are working with you that are those very high potential individuals that need a bit of guidance to help them communicate and help your teams and your organizations develop that very unfair competitive advantage as it relates to how they communicate under pressure, then you're welcome to reach out to me as well. Let me know how I can support you. I'm here for you all. I'm here to support you in the way that I can. Come to me, as I always say, with the hard things. The hard situations, the circumstances that you simply don't know what to do, how to do it. You don't know what to say or how to say it. That is my expertise, friends. Come to me with the challenging situations you're dealing with. Place it in any of the videos that you are watching. Place it in the comment section. If you have something more sensitive that you want me to talk about in terms of a video, then you're always welcome to DM me on any social media platform that I have an account on. I spend a bit more time here on YouTube, of course, right? But I do spend time on LinkedIn and Instagram as well. Those are the places I spend most of my time. So reach out to me, contact me. I'm here to support you in a way that I can. Let me know what you're dealing with and let me know what topics you want to learn more about. We have some topics coming up here very soon. If you have something that you've seen in the media, as Kat 23rd mentioned earlier today during our live, then feel free to let me know about it. Send me a message. I will do a video and give you a shout out on that video as it relates to the topic so that we all can grow together. Because my mission here is to build the largest high stakes communication content library for leaders on planet Earth. I cannot do this by myself. We will do it collectively together so that when someone is in a leadership position, whether they are a woman in leadership, whether they are a man in leadership, or whether they are thinking about becoming a leader and they are wanting to know, how should I communicate when I'm interrupted? What should I do to prevent myself from freezing? How should I project a physical presence in a room when I'm in front of a lot of people? Then I want them to say, we go to Excite Excellence on YouTube. This is the best channel that talks about this information. I can't do it by myself. This is why we collectively put things together and we help each other around the world. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know how I can support you any way that I can. If you're new to my channel, there's a couple videos I highly encourage you to watch. One of them being, or I'll give you a list, anything that relates to high stakes communication in terms of the fundamentals on my playlist. If you take a look at any video that talks about tone of voice, as we mentioned earlier, being able to manage your emotions under pressure, eye contact, body language, and being able to navigate silence in a conversation, those are very important fundamental aspects of high stakes communication that you want to start mastering first before you go on to more advanced